Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box. Now, we have started a new channel, Civils Academy, so you can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now, let's start. The Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has launched a new logo of which government scheme? So, it is related to National Bamboo Mission, and the minister also inaugurated 22 bamboo clusters in 9 states, and a new logo for this National Bamboo Mission was also launched. Now, Mr. Narendra Singh Tomar is the Minister of Agriculture. His constituency is Morena in Madhya Pradesh. On the other hand, Purushottam Rupala is Minister of State for Agriculture. Recently, he was in news because of FAO meeting. What is FAO? It is Food and Agriculture Organization. So, he attended the conference, and this was the 35th Asia Pacific Regional Conference of FAO. And this was hosted by Bhutan. So, this was 35th. Now, the 36th Conference of FAO Asia Pacific region will be hosted by Bangladesh, which organization is to provide 500 million for Delhi Meerut RRTS corridor. Now, first thing first, what exactly is this RRTS? It stands for Regional Rapid Transit System Corridor. So, for this project, ADB, that is Asian Development Bank, is going to provide the financial support. Now, recently, Asian Development Bank was also in news as India's Election Commissioner Ashok Lavasa resigned recently, and he resigned to join Asian Development Bank as Vice President. Now, new election commissioner has been appointed, and he is Rajiv Kumar. Now, coming back to this Asian Development Bank, it was also in news as it became the observer for NGFS. Now, what is this NGFS? It is Network for Greening the Financial System. It is important to note that Japan and USA are the largest shareholders of this Asian Development Bank, and these two countries are followed by China, India and Australia in terms of shares in this Asian Development Bank, which rating agency estimated that the annual GDP growth of India would contract by 10.5%. So this was by Fitch Ratings. So as per this estimation, India's annual GDP, here it is about annual GDP, so this is going to contract by 10.5%. Now, please read about what is the difference between nominal GDP and real GDP. Apart from that, recently NSO released India's GDP data for the first quarter of this financial year, and as per NSO data, Indian economy contracted by 23.9%. NSO is under MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. NSO was formed after the merger of CSO and NSSO. Now, what exactly is NSO? It is National Statistics Office, which institute is to set up new center for skilling and technical support in Bhagalpur and Varanasi. So this will be done by CIPET, that is Central Institute of Petrochemicals Engineering and Technology, and it will set up new centers in Bhagalpur and Varanasi, and these centers will be established for skilling and for technical support. Now, the CIPET is under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Present minister is D.V. Sadanand Gowda. Now, recently this Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers was also in news as a PMRU has been set up in Karnataka by this Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Now, first, what is PMRU? It is Price Monitoring and Resource Unit. So, this has been set up in Karnataka under NPPA. What is NPPA? That is National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, and this NPPA is under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Now, recently Karnataka was also in news because of Koppal, as India's first toy manufacturing cluster would be set up here, and this is already known for Kinhal Toys. What is the name of program to be attended by Prime Minister with street vendors from Madhya Pradesh? It is Swanidhi Samvad. Now, this is related to PM Swanidhi scheme. PM Swanidhi scheme is for street vendors. and it is a scheme by MOHUA, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. It will be implemented by SIDBI. And as per the latest information, Madhya Pradesh is the top performing state in the implementation of this PM Swanidhi scheme. Madhya Pradesh was also in news because of Intezar Aapka campaign. Who has been conferred with the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize 2019? So David Attenborough has been conferred with the Indira Gandhi Peace Prize for 2019. And this award is awarded to the individuals or to the institutions who work to achieve international peace. It is important to note that this award is awarded annually by Indira Gandhi Memorial Trust. So in 2019, he was selected for this award. In 2018, CSC, that is Central for Science and Environment, was selected for this award. In 2017, our former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh was selected for this award, and in 2015, it was given to UNHCR. In 2014, it was given to ISRO. Which organization is set to become the largest procurer of COVID-19 vaccines? So UNICEF is going to be the largest procurer of COVID-19 vaccines along with PAHO. What is PAHO? It is Pan America Health Organization. Now recently, UNICEF was also in news because of #Reimagine campaign. So this was launched by UNICEF India in association with FICCI and SEDF. Now what is SEDF? It is Socio-Economic Development Foundation. What is FICCI? It is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. So the objective behind this Reimagine campaign is to support the most vulnerable section of society during this COVID-19 pandemic situation. UNICEF was also in news as recently Manushi Chillar collaborated with UNICEF to promote menstrual hygiene. So in this context, two important terms are there. First, Project Shakti, and second is Red Dot Challenge. So this Project Shakti is an initiative of Manushi Chillar to promote menstrual hygiene. On the other hand, this Red Dot Challenge is a project of UNICEF to promote menstrual hygiene. Who is the head of committee constituted by RBI regarding restructuring of loan impacted by COVID-19? So this committee was headed by KV Kamath. Now a detailed video on this topic is already uploaded on Civils Academy. If you want to know more about the recommendation of committee and the decision taken by RBI, you can watch that. So this committee focused on 26 sectors and it recommended 5 parameters. And it also mentioned that ICA, that is Intercreditor Agreement, is mandatory. The committee was headed by KV Kamath. The final stretch of Phase 1 of which metro service was inaugurated recently? So recently, Kochi Metro was inaugurated recently by Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan. Recently, Kochi was also in news as India's first commercial LNG bus was started in Kochi. LNG stands for Liquefied Compressed Natural Gas. So this one is India's first LNG, that means commercial LNG bus service was launched in Kochi. On the other hand, recently India's first intercity electric bus service was launched between Mumbai and Pune. Recently, Delhi launched new electric vehicles policy. Delhi was also in news as India's first public electric vehicle charging plaza was launched recently at Chelmsford Club in Delhi. Which state has topped in literacy rate as per the recent report by NSO? So Kerala is the top performer. It is important to note that Kerala is top performer, Delhi is on second position, and Andhra Pradesh is the worst performer. And this was released by NSO. This NSO is under MOSPI. Now recently Kerala was also in news because of Namath Basai. So this program was related to Kerala. Kerala was also in news as it is going to start first open university and it will be named after Sri Narayan Guru. This university is going to be in Kollam in Kerala. Kerala was also in news because of Keshwanand Bharati as he was the chief pontiff of Adnir Mutt in Kasargod in Kerala, and Keshwanand Bharati passed away recently. He was associated to basic structure doctrine. India has partnered with Israel and which other country for 5G communication network? So India has partnered with USA and Israel for this 5G collaboration. Now in the context of 5G, there was one more term and it is D10 Club. So this is a proposed initiative by UK, and it is a group of 10 democracies. Which are those 10 democracies? G7 countries plus Australia, South Korea and India. So the intention behind this D10 group is to create alternative suppliers of 5G equipments and to reduce dependency on China. What is the new name of Indian Civil and Administrative Association? So the new name is IAS Association. What is the name of illegal software that has been blocked by RPF, that is Railway Protection Force? So the name of this software is Real Mango, and recently this was blocked by RPF, that is Railway Protection Force. This was an illegal software. Now coming back to RPF. So RPF is under Ministry of Railways, and it is a statutory body constituted as per RPF Act of 1957. Presently, Arun Kumar is the DG of RPF. Recently, he was also in news as he was nominated as Vice Chairperson of International Union of Railways. Present Railway Minister is Piyush Goyal. Patrika Gate that was seen in news recently is located in which city? So it is located in Jaipur. Jaipur is the capital city of Rajasthan. Now this gate was recently inaugurated by Prime Minister, and it has been built by Patrika group of newspapers in Jaipur. Recently, Jaipur was also in news as India's first regional voters awareness center will be set up in Jaipur, and this is going to be India's first such center. Rajasthan was also in news as recently it launched Indira Rasoi Yojana. So it is a scheme to provide subsidized food. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to cover important news. Feel free to skip it if you do not like the format, but make sure that you cover these items from any other shows. Now let's start. So first is eGopala app. So today, that means on 10th of September, Prime Minister is going to launch two new initiatives. One is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, and second is this eGopala app. So this Matsya Sampada Yojana is related to fish sector. This eGopala initiative is for farmers, and it will provide information related to fisheries and other animal husbandry sectors. Next is Apple's first floating store. So this was recently launched in Singapore. That means first ever floating store of Apple in Singapore. Next is Mukhyamantri Shramik Yojana. So it is a scheme by Jharkhand government, and it is a scheme to provide job guarantee to the urban workers. Like we have a scheme Manrega for rural areas. So this is a similar scheme but for urban areas, and this has been launched by Jharkhand government. Next is Kara Canal project. So this canal project is related to Thailand. Recently it was in news as Thailand decided to halt this project, and this was led by China. Now China is interested in this project because China want to bypass the Strait of Malacca, and therefore China is interested in this project because this project can help by connecting Andaman Sea with Gulf of Thailand. So please check the geographical location of these points: Strait of Malacca, Gulf of Thailand, Andaman Sea. Next is FDI. So FDI rose 10% in this fiscal year, but the most important point is that as per recent RBI data, foreign direct investment in India was $42.69 billion, and it is 10% higher than previous year. And most of the FDI flow was for service sector, and India was the 9th largest recipient of FDI globally. So India was the 9th largest recipient of FDI in 2019. Next is India's Forex Reserve. So India's Forex Reserve are record high, and it is approximately $541 billion. Now please read why even during economic slowdown our Forex Reserve are rising, and what exactly is Forex Reserve. So please read about it. Next is Charu Sinha. So recently IPS officer Charu Sinha was in news as she became the first woman commander to head CRPF formation in Kashmir Valley. Next is Power Grid. So recently Power Grid was in news as government approved monetization of assets of Power Grid. So it is under Ministry of Power. It was in news because of the monetization of assets of this PSU, and this will be done through in INVIT model. Now what is this INVIT model? INVIT stands for Infrastructure Investment Trust. So this is going to be the first PSU in power sector where asset monetization will be done through this INVIT model. Next is All India Tennis Association. So recently Anil Jain became the new president of All India Tennis Association. Next is Signature Visa Debit Card. So this was recently launched by BOI, that is Bank of India. It was launched on the occasion of 115th Foundation Day. Next is Silver Lake. So recently Silver Lake was in news because of investment in Baiju. Now it was in news because of its investment in Reliance Retail. Previously it was also in news because of its investment in Reliance Jio. Next is Pay Bima. So this is an initiative which has been launched by Mahindra Finance. So this is a digital insurance portal, Pay Bima. Next is Breaking the Cocoon at 40. So this is a book by Radha M. Nair. Next is 9th of September. So 9th of September is celebrated as International Day to Protect Education from Attack. And this time, that means this year, it is observed for the first time. Next is 70-30 admission norm scrapped. So recently Maharashtra decided to scrap this. Now what exactly is the 70-30 admission norm? It means in medical colleges, 70% of the admission are going to be from the local area and 30% can be from the rest of the states. So this was the norm, but now it has been dropped and now admissions will be done on the basis of NEET. What is NEET? It is National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test. Now who conduct NEET in our country? Answer in comment box. Next is Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. So recently this committee was in news as Justice R.F. Nariman has been appointed as the new chairperson of this SCLSC, that is Supreme Court Legal Services Committee. Next is DBS. So DBS was recognized as World's Best Bank. Now it is the world's best bank for a third year in a row. Next is Sanskrit Grams. So this is an initiative related to Uttarakhand government and the idea is to teach people the Sanskrit. So this is a program of Uttarakhand government. Next is Aapka Mitra chatbot. So this chatbot has been launched by Haryana government and this is a WhatsApp chatbot. It is for UG students, that is undergraduate students, and it is going to be helpful in online admissions. Next is Rogan Art. So Rogan Art is related to hand painting on cloth and this is related to Gujarat. Now why it was in news? Because of the pandemic situation, the artists are facing a lot of problems. Next is Jaya Prakash Reddy. So recently the veteran actor passed away and he was associated to Telugu cinema. Next is Catherine Corner. So recently NASA selected Catherine Corner to head Orion program. So these were the most important news. Now homework. So please read about ODF, that is Open Defecation Free status. So what is ODF? What is ODF plus and what is ODF plus plus? Second is please read about this INVIT model, that is Infrastructure Investment Trust. And third is why Forex, that is foreign reserves, are rising even after economic slowdown. So that was all for the day. Thank you.